Hi, this is my final self-evaluation, and in this project I recreated a component layout from the church's website. And you can see what that looks like right here. They've changed the colors because of Christmas, but this is what they were when I was working on it. And I set it up with BEM methodology, which worked quite well to keep things organized. I styled each of the three components identically, and then I used grid and flexbox to lay it out. Next, we'll look at the NATOR's website, which was the project that I worked on with the Udemy course from Jonas Smetman. And the first thing that I learned was how to create this overlay over a background image, and then to use clip path to create this shape. And I feel like this is going to be very helpful to me in the future, as it's an interesting way to change things up in a web page. So next we're going to look at the checkbox hack. This technique adds clickable functionality to an element. In this case, it was used for the navigation component. It needs to be set up correctly in the HTML, and the checkbox element needs an ID, and its label element needs a for attribute set to the same value as the ID in order to connect them. The checkbox won't actually be shown, but its functionality will be included as a result of the checked state. So here's what it looks like. You can see that it opens up the navigation and also the little hamburger menu. When you click on it, or it turns to an X. So that was some of the styling that was applied, but the whole functionality results as because of the checked state, which allows you to design different aspects of the button based on its checked or unchecked status. The result is really quite fun and amazing. In this project, I learned about the 7-in-1 method for setting up partials. This method would be very helpful for organizing complex websites. At first, I found it to be just a little bit confusing, but as the instructor showed us how it worked, I started to understand, and now I feel like it would be a really helpful thing to know. This is just one of the methods that you can use. There are many others, but it's good to know several so that you can choose the best one for your project. So this was the SVG project, and I feel that learning about SVGs was also very important. The CSS that applies to SVG styling is different than the styles used for other types of elements. And I really want to continue learning about how SVGs work and about their code, because it sounds like it's going to become a widely used web design tool in the future. And that's probably due to the fact that they're very scalable and also that the files are very small. So this is our Zen Garden project, and as you can see, it's a cityscape, and our theme was Art Deco, so I researched some posters of cityscapes from the Art Deco era, and then I also studied how perspective works, because clearly I would need that in order to draw this out. And then I also spent some time learning how to use the perspective tool in Illustrator. I saved the files, this one and the smaller version along with this moon, as SVG files, and then later I figured out how to apply the drop shadow filter to add a glow around the city so that it would look like the lights were shining up the sky. I created and organized our partials and linked them to the other partials as needed, and also to the SCSS file. I set up most of the variables and mix-ins, and I also redesigned Joshua's original mix-ins from week 4 so that they would work for this particular project. I wrote the majority of the styles and set up the layout for both the small and the large views. I was also able to teach Joshua how to add an image in CSS with the before. So he put in this moon and he applied the animation, and I showed him how the drop shadow filter works, so he did that. and I showed him how to use a compiler so that his styles would get compiled to the CSS file, and then using the watch command so that it would be automatic. And I feel like he has a really good understanding of many of the things that were difficult for me, such as GitHub and all of the things around that. And so working with him was good because we worked well as a team. Anyway, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed my video.